Here's something I want to push back on today. The idea that being clear and being kind are in conflict. That if you want to be warm and human in the way you communicate, you have to wrap your message in so much padding that the actual point gets buried. And that if you want to be direct and explicit about what you need, you have to accept sounding a little cold. That's a false choice. And believing it is causing real problems in a lot of workplaces. Imagine that a consultant agrees to help a nonprofit with a project for a small stipend. She comes highly recommended. She has relevant experience. And things go sideways pretty quickly. She misses key meetings. She hasn't reviewed the basic materials she needs to do the job. Things that felt like they should go without saying just didn't happen. When you dig into what went wrong, what becomes clear is that nobody ever explicitly told this consultant precisely what was expected of her. There was no written scope, no conversation about what the role actually required day to day, because this organization prides itself on being warm and welcoming. We're all in this together. No need to be corporate about it. And that desire to not be stiff or demanding meant that expectations were never stated out loud. That consultant may have felt blindsided, and the organization was left dealing with a mess that clear communication up front could have prevented. Trying to be warm by skipping the clarity wasn't kind to anyone. This shows up regularly in small businesses. It shows up when a manager has a general conversation about the importance of customer service without ever explicitly stating that front desk staff is expected to offer to hang coats. And then the manager is frustrated when that doesn't happen. It shows up when feedback gets delivered so gently that the employee walks away not realizing there was actually a problem. The other side of this misconception creates problems as well. That's what happens when critical feedback gets delivered so bluntly that the employee hears nothing except that they've failed. Or when policy change gets announced with no acknowledgement that it might be inconvenient or feel unfair. Just, here's the new rule, figure it out. So what's the answer? How do you be clear without being curt? I think it comes down to two things, both of which happen before the conversation starts, before you sit down to write the email, before any communication happens at all. The first is clarity. Get clear in your own mind about what you actually need from this conversation. What outcome are you looking for? What is the information that absolutely must be received and understood? Do that intellectual work first. Know exactly what you need to say before you try to say it. The second is empathy. Once the clarity is there, take a moment to connect to your humanity before you deliver the message. Remind yourself that the person on the other end is a human being, doing the best they can with what they have. And if you can, find something you genuinely appreciate about them. Let that be what you're carrying into the room. Because here's what happens when you do both of those things. The clarity is still there. You still say the thing that needs to be said explicitly without burying it, but it comes from a completely different place. And that comes through in your tone, in your word choice, in the way you connect with your audience. You're not delivering a verdict. You're having a human moment with another human. And something needs to be addressed, and you can do both of those things at the same time. Clear is kind, and kind doesn't have to mean vague. If you want more help with your workplace communication, watch this video next.